How do atoms align partially to a magnetic field? All right, that is the question for today, the question for number 93 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to uh, learn a little bit more about the Tree of Life itself, just watch my video called Tree of Life: An Introduction. 10 minutes long, should get you kind of up to speed enough to be able to follow along on all of these videos. Also, you can click the link in the description if you'd like to get my free guide to the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life, which is just a few sentences on each one of the 144, just so you can kind of have it all in front of you and compare and contrast and refer back and, be able to just grasp the whole picture in a, instead of these videos where I'm just focusing on one at a time. This way you can focus on, you can kind of dilute your focus and put it all on the whole. Again, that's just click the link in the description. You can get that for free. Okay, now number 93 today. Okay, the Tree of Life is more or less a map of our consciousness. And each one of the circles or spheres on the Tree of Life is ultimately one of our faculties of consciousness, or one of our abilities or potentialities or aspects of consciousness. And for number 93, we're centered here in the abyss. There are 12 total spheres, 10, 1 through 10, plus the abyss and plus the 0 above the tree. So the abyss is one of our faculties of consciousness. It's related to our faculty of our psychic powers. We normally think of our psychic powers as kind of like the telekinesis and the teleportation and the psychokinesis and the ability to clairvoyance and clairaudience. But what it really boils down to is a magnetic charge as an omen. And the omen triggers or either does or does not trigger us to recognizing that something important is going on. So the omen itself, which is a highly anomalous occurrence, any type of uncanniness or synchronicity, a deja vu, recurring theme, recurring name, recurring number, all these things are the language that the universe, the higher self, is using to alert you that something important is going on that you need to pay attention to. And whether you respond to that omen or not is your psychic receptivity. You can kind of dismiss the omen, oh, that's a weird coincidence, whatever. Or you can say, wow, that's a weird coincidence. Let me inquire more. Let me focus on this so that I can figure it out. And if you do that, then the focus will give you also a path of action to take in response to that omen. And if you take that action, then that is your psychic heat, your ability to act upon the omen. So we have psychic receptivity and psychic heat. And that's kind of how you evaluate the abyss. Now, the abyss is one of our 12 aspects of consciousness. But how do we get from 12 to 144 fractal faculties? We take the Tree of Life basically to the second power, meaning that what we're doing, 12 times 12 is 144. what we're basically doing is taking the whole tree and shrinking it down to a small size of a sphere and applying it to each sphere individually. Okay, so here's the A sphere. We break down the A sphere into its 12 parts based on the tree of life. So the A sphere has a mini 10th sphere and a mini 9th sphere and a mini 8th sphere and a mini 7th sphere and so on within it. And each one of the spheres does too. So the abyss has these 12 components: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, or 6, 5, 4, abyss, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And for number 93, what we're really looking at is we're looking at the third fractal of the abyss. So the third sphere within this mini tree inside the abyss. So what is the third sphere about? The third sphere has to do with our divine faculty of omnipotence, all-powerful. And all-powerfulness comes from a, basically, that's all-powerful. That's our ability to do things that seem like they're impossible by being able to tune into the underlying sonic frequencies, being able to synchronize our actions. This has to do with the letters of the alphabet, where we look at the language not as like the first dimension of language, just communication, or the second dimension of language as poetic metaphors, but as language as power. The individual letters of the alphabet contain different powers in them. And by chanting mantra and other sound synchronization practices, we can tune into those different powers and activate them. And we use this ultimately in order to accomplish our divine mission, or our mission in life, our secret mission in life that we tune into starting here at the 7th sphere and fulfill here at the abyss. So this is our ability to basically fulfill our missions. And it's done through synchronizing, through tuning in. So all of that whole concept then is within this abyss territory. So it's really a combination of those things that goes up into making number 93, which is called domains. Stage number 93 is about the partial, imperfect alignment of an atom with a magnetic field as a result of heat and other disruptive forces. Domains, magnetic domains, are part of a third dimension, or the electrical dimension of an atom, which dilutes the concentration of the two-dimensional magnetism. An external field causes an atom to undertake a reorientation to conform, the extent of which is determined, reorientation to conform, the extent of which is determined by the strength of the external field. The tendency of an atom to line up is limited by the thermal and disruptive forces. Magnetic charges rely upon cold temperatures or lack of temperature. Heat disrupts and makes weaker a magnetic charge. So any heat resists the formation of magnetic fields. In most cases, in most fields, there is some resistance to lining up, resulting in domains. Domains exist when there is resistance to perfect alignment. Domains are a partial alignment and a partial non-alignment, or resistance or reluctance. Not random. Domains are a magnetic ambivalence. On the fence, a magnetic competition between alignment and resistance. The atom itself is divided into domains, where some domains are aligned and some are not. Domain ordering is not controlled by the first two scalar dimensions, the magnetic dimensions A and B, but by the third scalar dimension, the C, which corresponds to the electrical dimension of the atom, which you would think of as the space region as opposed to the time region. So the magnetic domains are a magnetic orientation within the atom. Okay, that is the third fractal of the abyss, called domains, number 93 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties. We'll have more to say about this as we roll along. Again, most of this stuff on the magnetism and electricity and the atom in general, and that stuff is all coming from the reciprocal system of theory from Dewey B. Larson, and its kind of update from Dr. Bruce Perret in the reciprocal system 2. We will be going into way more depth on all of that as we move into that next unit coming up here before the end of the year anyway. And hopefully we'll go a lot deeper into that, and through that study, then hopefully we'll be able to kind of work out the kinks here that we have with the abyss, and just kind of be able to have a better understanding. I get it to a certain extent, but I definitely need to incorporate more of what I know on the reciprocal system into these fractals of the abyss. Anyhow, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and please, again, click the link in the description if you'd like to get that free copy of the 144 Fractal Faculties of the Tree of Life. If you have some money and like to spread it around, you can donate to the project through my Cash App and Venmo, also listed in the description. Stay tuned for future videos coming up on this channel, including number 94, which will be rolling out here in the next 24 hours or so, and other topics that will also be dribbling out slowly but surely over time. And otherwise, have a beautiful day, and we hope to see you soon.